guys, let's just get into the video because it's currently 5:39 right now. I don't film chit chat get ready with me all the time, so I do apologize if I'm all over the place, but I kind of just want to film it because it's something I've been wanting to just incorporate on my channel, but I just never done it. I'm gonna be doing my hair and my makeup, but I wanted to kind of clean up the ends of my eyebrows, so I'm just gonna do that on camera with you guys. I use these shavers here. They're disposable. They come in like a pack. You can get it from Ulta or Sephora, sell these, dollar store. If you know, sorry, this is my brows. My brows are my babies, so I have to come close. Been doing my own brows since almost high school. I don't take off too much because the more you shave over the years, the less they're going to grow back. So like the inner parts here, I don't shave. I'm growing this out and I can see sparks of hair coming in. If you guys haven't been watching my vlogs, please go and support my vlogs because I've really been putting so much effort in my edits. I get so geeked out with my edits. And hold on, ideally I like to do this before I finish my skincare, but I didn't. I did it. Let's start doing the hair. I have this is extension wrap around my ponytail because of my bun, not ponytail, wrap around my bun because I've been cutting my hair into like a really short bob, which I think just looks good with my face. Therefore my hair is too short when I put it in a bun, so I add extra extension. But what I was saying is I am just now at a place where I'm comfortable editing in Final Cut Pro. When I first started editing, I used to edit on Lumafusion on my iPad, and I did love that. I still do to this day, but the editing software got a little bit limited for me because I felt like my edits were no longer growing. I had to use a lot of outside like sources, assistance to make my video look nice. Like I just felt like I wasn't getting joy from posting and stuff like that, and I just realized the editing process is a huge part for me when it comes to posting YouTube videos. I enjoy it, and apart from sharing, I like the creative process behind it as well. I'll do like a slide, not much, just like a little mini middle part. This is the most important step in doing a ponytail, is figuring out how you want your bun. It's like, do I want it lower? Do I want it higher? I feel like when I do it higher, it lifts my face, so I'm gonna do it higher. So I still have like gel and stuff in my hair. Because I already have gel, I'm just going to put this in a bun and just do my edges. My best friend always asks me like, how did I build my confidence, or where does my confidence lie? Because I am grateful that I have a very I have a strong awareness of myself, because like most people take interest in other things, and I just think it's a matter of interest at this point, and whether it's history or whether it's studying, I don't know, skincare, or whether it's, some people have just specific niche in these areas. For me, it's always been self-discovery. It's always been like self-improvement. I love having conversations. That's one of the things I find attractive in a person. And I just realized even the older I get, meaningful conversations is what gets me closer to someone. I have this one hair right here that's longer. Just this one right here that's longer. Should I do something with it? Should I do something fun with it? Like do a baby hair, like something like that. I tend to find like meaningful friendships in people who I'm able to have meaningful conversations with. Like that fuels me. Even in my partnership, like my relationship, we are constantly having conversations. That's just like my bread and butter in general. And I'm also, at least at this age, maybe not when I was younger, but just within the past, very recent, like within the past 2 years, I think I've even improved with how I'm communicating with other people by being open to changes, by being open to changing my beliefs, because your belief system is something you learn throughout your childhood, and as you become an adult, it's very hard to change your belief system. And for a lot of us, that's what makes it very difficult when it comes to communicating with other people, because we aren't open to seeing other people's like point of view. This hair doesn't want to work for me, this one hair, and it doesn't align with my baby hairs. Like, I need the baby hairs lines to go straight across, and this one is just like trying to play me. Just curl, just go in the direction I want you to go in. If I go through like disagreement with somebody, I will sit there and analyze everything down to the T. Like, I'll play out what happened over and over and over to make sure that I feel confident in my decision, because ultimately that's the only thing that matters to me. That's the only thing that matters to me. Like, when I'm making, which is why I don't listen to people advices like that. Like, that doesn't align with my morals. And I think that's very different. Like, I go to other people to get different points of view. But at the end of the day, I think your center, your core self is what matters when it comes to navigating the world. And if you don't have a sense of guidance within yourself, to know what works with your morals, because when people give you advices, ultimately it's going to be based off their morals, based off their experiences and that sort of thing. So I think working on your core morals, what matters to you, being conscious and aware of those things, it makes it a lot easier when it comes, for me, when it comes to navigating advices and stuff like that. Plus, I'm very private anyways. Like, when I'm going through things, I'm open to sharing stuff. There's a difference. I share things after I go through them. I don't share things. And maybe if you were to ask me and it is something that I've been through, I'll share my experiences with you, maybe how I navigated that. But other than that, what am I sharing my business for? Hold up. Wait a minute. So this is the hair. I have a lot of product in it, that's why it looks the way it looks, but it'll do still. It still works. A lot of the times when you're watching people and they say things like, the more you learn to know yourself, the more you grow, which I agree with. I absolutely agree with. It just sounds vague to me. I know for me, if I was somebody who were looking for guidance on growing confidence and things like that, I feel like those type of statements would be very hard for me to navigate, because it doesn't have clarity on what that even means. Like, what does that even mean, like, how do you become more confident in yourself? For me, I personally feel like my confidence started to grow the more I started to challenge myself and work on myself. Like, challenge the bad habits that I have, challenge the negative way I communicate with other people. The more I start to challenge those things in myself, the more confident I become in myself. Give me 1 second. Let me go wash my hands. I'll be right back. We're back. Now we can jump into face. I'm gonna do like a very natural, almost like BB cream type of thing. But I'm gonna use the Rare Beauty. I'm gonna list everything down below. But I'm mixing the Rare Beauty with the foundation that I'm using, so just keep that in mind. Should I do a Rare Beauty foundation also? Maybe. Let's see. No, I can't. I'm gonna do the Mario foundation. I can't stop using it. You're always going to have moments of like feeling down about your self-image. Like, even the most confident people still go through moments where they still look at their bodies and like critique it to a certain extent. Like, that is just, I don't know, that's just something it's real. I just know that a lot of people do deal with self-image, even confident people. But self-image doesn't have to be so black and white or so drastic. I think a lot of the times we see self-image as this thing that you either love yourself, or if you critique your body, that means you don't love yourself. I don't think it's that drastic. I just think in the morning I might like be feeling my body, and in the evening I might not be feeling my body because I ate too much, and I'm aware that I ate too much, but my body isn't. I'm not gonna look at it and be like, oh, I hate the way I look, I need to do A, B, and C, or I don't love myself. I think that's drastic. I don't think that's realistic for everybody, at least not for me. So I've always tried to like keep the human aspect in when I'm going through things. I try to humble myself. I think humbling myself helps a lot in not overreacting over something. And the way I humble myself is just reminding, like a constant reminder that whatever it is you're going through, somebody has gone through what you're going through. Literally. It's that simple. Someone has gone through what you're going through and they made it out just fine. So that means you're going to make it out just fine if you just keep going. That's the key right there. If you just keep going, if you don't sit on your ass and pity yourself. I don't believe in pity. I don't. I really don't. Not as a lifestyle, you know. I think self-pity doesn't go far. I think you can have empathy for yourself. You can feel bad about a certain situation. You can feel sad about a place you are in life, but staying there is never an option for me. We got to figure out what to do. And I know I'm not talking about situations that mental health has a part to play, right? Obviously, if mental health is affecting your day-to-day life, this conversation is not for you, because I can't necessarily include that in this conversation. So that's not what I'm referring to. For me, it goes back to actively working on yourself, because it's like everything in life, right? The more research you do on a topic, the more confident you're going to be within that topic. A plastic surgeon is going to have a more confident conversation with you on plastic surgery or on surgery overall versus him having a nutrition conversation. Like the more time you spend in learning a certain area, that's how the world works, the more confident you're going to be. You should be learning by yourself. You should be growing your knowledge of yourself. You should be the expert on yourself, nobody else. How do you do that? By challenging yourself, by being open-minded to conversations, by working on your flaws. I was just saying this to my boyfriend today, and I'm not talking about it. This isn't like nothing drastic, right? Like nothing drastic. But a lot of people who are actually like people who are on time that I've heard have these conversations, they all say the same thing. They feel like people who show up late, just you don't care. It's a sign of disrespect. I'm someone who might be 5 minutes late or 10 minutes late. Let's say 5 minutes late. Typically, I'm running like 5 minutes late everywhere. And I may think like, yeah, that's not a big deal. And in certain settings, I don't think it is a big deal in certain settings, like at all. But this is a part of him that I love, and not just him, but people who are on time, people who are punctual. I think it's a skill, which is why I'm always trying to be on time. That clearly tells me that this is an area in my life that I would like to, do better in. So in order to do better, I have to apply it. What I do is pretty much imitate what he does. Since he does it so well, I imitate what he does. Like when he has things to do with his friends, like things he do to put in place. I'm not good yet. I'm still practicing. This is just an example that I'm giving you. But this is something where I've heard people, the reason I'm using this example is because I've heard people say like, If you know me, I'm always gonna be like 10 or 15 minutes late, and the person should just deal with it, right? To a certain extent, once again, context matter. If you are with somebody or going to an event where the person does not care whether or not you're on time, this doesn't apply. This applies to situation. Let's say you're with someone who this is affecting you and that person's relationship, your dynamic, because this person, it pisses them off. Being late is not a good skill. Being late is not something to take pride in. It just isn't. So, in my mind, if this isn't something to take pride in, what's wrong with changing it? This isn't a accept me as I come shit. No. My camera battery was like, oops. It was like, yeah, my camera was telling me to shut the fuck up pretty much. But anyways, I'm just saying, like, we're all very aware that certain things isn't cute and certain things are things you should be working on. Like, whenever I'm late to a place, I'm not proud of it. Like, which is why when some people don't care. Once again, I'm not talking about you if you don't care, right? Once again, if you're with somebody who don't care, doesn't matter. But I personally strongly feel like that's one of those things where when it comes to compromise, I'm like, why are we compromising on the fact that we have a reservation set at this time, but we should compromise that every time we're going out, we're going to be 30 minutes late? That's not a compromise. That's not a compromise. That's not a compromise. And I'm someone that's going to be late. It's like, put the work in that's necessary so that you can be late to other things. There's other things you can be late to, but this shouldn't be a habit. And I don't see how that could be a compromise. I don't. You're just late. That's like a stupid example that I'm using, but I feel like these days we're not okay with meeting somebody that challenges us to grow and be better. We look at it as, you're trying to change me. Should you not be changed? You don't think that if the way you communicate is not healthy, and someone is telling you that the way you're communicating with them isn't healthy? Like me, for example, like the fact that I shut down when I am going through a conflict. I shut down for multiple reasons, one of which, like I said, I'm an overthinker, and a lot of the times I like to make sure I process. Like I don't have like a fast response to people. Like when it comes to certain things, like because I'm an overthinker, it falls in a lot of places in my life. It's like if you were to bring something to me, ask me a question or something like that, I may not have the answers right then and there. I might need to think it over. I'll probably be washing the dishes and then it'll come to me. Like that's my character. The compromise there that I've had to learn is when you are going through something and you do need to process whatever it is you're going through, communicate that with your partner and to say, no, I'm not okay right now. And I don't know how to communicate how I'm feeling right now, but when I am at that place, I would like for us to have the conversation. That's a compromise. I personally think I've become more and more confident because I've been working on myself more and more. And the more you work on yourself, the more you take. When you spend so much time learning about certain things, or when you spend a lot of money on certain things, you take care of it. Like, that's how I relate to confidence. Think of yourself in that way when it comes to confidence. Like, the more you care for yourself, the more you pamper yourself. Pampering could be, I'm not hanging out with any of your motherfuckers this weekend because it's me time. No matter how guilty somebody else might make you feel. That's you knowing that, like, I need this time right now because I'm not in a good place and I don't want to drain myself. That's pampering yourself. Similar can be said every time you take your time to go and get your nails done, being serious about that and saying, no, that's my me time, and that's something that I want to keep doing. That's pampering yourself. So The more you pamper yourself, the more you care for yourself. Let me use another. I wanted to use this hourglass powder, but I feel like something deeper for under my eye will be better, since I'm not going for like a full beat look. You have to know that you can count on yourself. People create reputations with you, and you lose trust in other people because they're not showing up how they're telling you they're going to show up. I strongly believe your body does the same thing. Like, if I tell myself I'm not going to text somebody and I keep texting them, or I'm going to communicate how I'm feeling when I don't feel like talking with my partner, or I'm going to wake up at 7 a.m. and I don't wake up at 7 a.m. or I don't communicate. When I make those promises to myself and I don't fall through, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it next time, that's literally you training yourself to not trust yourself. So I do feel like there's a lot of different parts to like confidence in yourself. You have to have trust in yourself. You have to learn yourself. You have to grow within yourself. You have to put work into who you are. Like, if you're not willing to show up for yourself, why should somebody else show up for you? Those boundaries you keep setting and you keep passing those boundaries, once you stop moving your boundaries back further and further, more confident you grow in yourself, because you know you can trust yourself. You now trust your word because you have self-worth in whatever it is you're saying. Like, all those little things like trickle down into one another, which is why I do think when people make those broad statement of like, once you learn yourself and start to grow yourself, I think learning yourself is learning how you communicate. Learning yourself is knowing what tips you off, where's your shortcomings, like those things. I think that's what learning yourself is. Hold on, let me smooth this out because we got some wrinkles under here. That's learning yourself. For me, that's how this bump right here is driving me crazy. That's how I've helped with my confidence. That's how I've grew my, like, stand more confident in my opinions, because I am constantly listening to other people's experiences, other people talk. I'm not uncomfortable with changing how I view certain things. I'm just constantly seeing my view on certain things change and grow. People also help your confidence, though. I think being in the right environment, when you're in an environment where somebody is putting you down, and those type of toxic relationships where they're commenting on your body, those things, they affect your confidence, and I'm aware of that. I'm definitely aware of that. And that's not to say your confidence can't be worked on. It absolutely can. It's just a bump in the road. But with the world we live in, having confidence in yourself is so important, because how else are you supposed to know what matters to you? Like, where are your morals? Like, what do you like? Do what you like is it based on what is trending? Is it based on what And also, what I've noticed within the past, I don't know, something new also that I've noticed is I'm not afraid of looking dumb. Recently, I used to not ask questions, and I think this credit goes to, once again, I think the people that are around you have a huge part in, like, sometimes how you see yourself or how you accept yourself. Even in high school, it's like I used to not ask certain questions. You hear this a lot. You hear people say it, like, when you don't ask questions because you think everybody in the room knows what the teacher is talking about, but one person asked that question, and you, who was thinking the question, realized, like, oh snap, I guess I could have asked that question. Or you feel less dumb because someone else asked the question. It's funny because I used to do that a lot in high school. A lot. I used to just sit back. And even in my adulthood, I just realized we're just all walking around acting like we know everything. We got everything figured out. Like, I saw this post that said, how are we all spending this money and all this money and acting like that brunch didn't really set us back? Or, you know, like, we're all just not having this conversation because it's supposed to be so uncomfortable, but we're all experiencing the same things. So I'm at a place now, you could say a word that everybody in the room knows. I don't know that word. What does that mean? Like, tell me. That doesn't mean I'm dumb. That means I don't know that word. And my vocabulary is not like yours. I'm going to spray that, let that set. And then I'm going to go in with the Patrick mattifying. Let me spray a little bit more under my eyes. This is why old people are so confident in who they are and the knowledge they have, because they have experience. Experience equals confidence, at least to me. So, like, look at yourself. I always look at myself in that way, like learning, growing, improving, bettering how I see things. Being comfortable in having certain conversations, opening my mind to certain conversations, staying quiet for conversation I know nothing about. If you start talking about the world and you start talking about history, I stay the fuck quiet. I listen. I enjoy that conversation. I'd be like, wow, I didn't even know that, because I didn't. So I have strength in other areas. If it comes to communicating, baby, if it comes to advices, if it comes to even a little bit of nutrition, health, that sort of thing, because I enjoy it. If it comes to doing hair, beauty, fashion, confident, baby. I'm confident and I can have those conversations. When it comes to other areas, I'm not confident in them, so I stay the fuck quiet. Same thing goes for yourself. Grow, work on yourself as in become a better human being in society. That's what working on yourself is. Become a better human being in society. Allow other people to challenge your thoughts and build trust in yourself. So whenever you set those boundaries for yourself, don't cross them. Whenever you set requirements for yourself, meet those requirements. There are certain areas that I don't have confidence in. I have confidence in myself, but there are certain areas I don't have confidence in because I am not showing up every day as I'm promising myself that I will show up. So I'm not having those confidence in those areas because I'm lacking in those areas. So spend time with yourself. Ugh, this is strong after you spray it. I could say so much more about this topic. So that's it, guys. This was just a rant. Continue spending time with yourself. That has been the biggest thing for me. If you don't enjoy your own company, nobody else will. If you won't show up for yourself, nobody else will. If you don't love yourself, nobody else will. So the sooner you start actually just sitting back and being like, nah, I'm the shit. I love myself. I got me. I would always show up for myself 1,000 times again and actually put the work in to show up for yourself. That's when your confidence goes out the fucking roof. Okay? Put that thing on that makes you feel confident. Wear that outfit that maybe you felt a little, I don't know, insecure about putting on, and work that shit. At this point, I'm rambling clearly. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will catch you guys when I catch you. Stay humble, stay fashionable, stay confident, stay growing. All right. Bye, guys.